Welcome home, where we provide information, inspiration, and motivator after motivator after motivator here on America's Next. I have Antwawne Kelly here with me today. How you doing, Antwawne?
I'm doing very good. How you been?
I've
I'm
been
doing
great. I've
great.
been great. Yeah.
That's good.
I just want to say good morning to everybody out there. You guys have been tuning in. You've been supporting the shows, dropping comments, and really being warm to our guests here on America's Next Motivator. So I always want to open it up with a thank you, and a thank you. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to share this episode, bring someone else into this conversation, and have some fun with us because today we're talking about skating, roller skating specifically. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Put them on. Bring them out.
I didn't want to speak for you, man, but as soon as I realized what you were doing, I couldn't help but to think of the song All Skate and Roll Bounce just kept playing in my mind
Correct.
over and over and over. How do you feel about those songs?
Hey, those are classics. When I hear more bounce, atomic dog, stuff like that, all skate,
Right.
it takes me back to where it all began for me. And it's just give me a full circle reminder where I come from dealing with roller skating.
Absolutely. Take us back to that time and talk to us about your childhood. What was it like?
It was pretty good. I grew up in Hilltop Home Projects, which was in Dayton, Ohio. Um, wasn't much to do when I was young, but go out, play basketball, stay outside, play with your friends all day until my brother them started going skating and they invited me to go skating. Never been on skates before.
Right.
And throughout this childhood, this is how I got connected with skating actually through growing up in the projects and trying to find different ways to definitely stay out of trouble.
Mhm.
When I was a young boy, I say around 8 and 9, I was already trying to be a entrepreneur and had that entrepreneur mindset. So what I was doing was just to get money in my pocket, I was taking out elderly people's trash, walking to the grocery store for them, washing cars, and they gave me money, and I started saving my money and stuff. And when I got introduced to roller skating, I bought my first pair of skates with that money. But over the years, I just learned how to save my money, thinking I had a business every Wednesday as a young boy, going to make sure I take care of my customers. That's what I called them when I was 8 years old, 9 years old. And
At
that's
8 years old,
yes,
At
sir.
8 years old, who gave you the idea that you could be an entrepreneur, that you could start your own business, and that you could develop your own income? Who gave you that idea?
I had an uncle, and he ain't the name that we called him, but his name was Uncle Wimp.
Okay.
And every Thursday, he would come over our house and basically give all of us $5. Said whoever saved the $5 till next Thursday get $10 plus the five. So we always was racing to see who could save the most money. But of course, some of us failed because they was going to spend it at the store, or I'm gonna pull a little bit. But I kept saving mine. But I fell off sometimes. But he taught me how to save my money basically. And
Right.
that's where me taking trash out, I'm getting trash money plus I'm getting Uncle Wimp's money. I felt like I had a little business going on because he was pushing us to save our money in actual reality. But as a kid, we didn't think, that was what we were actually doing. We was just having some money and something. If we wanted to go to the store and get something, we run and go get it because we had our own money. So
Take
yeah, I
a
would
few
say
seconds.
those.
Take a few seconds and speak to the children, the young people who they might live in project communities clear across the country, and they might not be using the dollar or understanding the value of the dollar the way that you did. Pass on some lessons to them about the dollars that they collect and what they can do with them.
Yes. So with this, with the money that even I see some young people selling water and stuff, that's great. Even if you're selling water, same way I was taking trash out at a young age. That's a tool for you in life, and it's just get that tool gets better and better and better if you know how to you understand the dollar. And I tell my sons, the money is a tool. is not nothing you just go out and just blow. Because if you don't have it, like, even if I had it like that, I wouldn't go blow money, because the money is a tool for you to try to elevate and move yourself forward. So as a young person in the projects, I would just tell them, start saving what you get and watch what happens. If you 8, 9, 10 years old, save your money, because your parents is taking care of you. And the only thing I felt my mom was happy for me and my youngest brother, which is 1 year under each other, is that at age 14, we got our first summer job, and my mom stopped buying us school clothes. We made it an initiative to make sure she didn't have to spend money for our school clothes. That gave us an incentive that we can buy what we wanted, we can buy the type of shoes we wanted, and we didn't have to complain, because her budget wouldn't allow her to buy 4 kids with what we wanted, but she gave us what we needed. So since age 14, me and my brother, we understood the value of money, and we were supplying our own clothes and stuff from age 14 till we was out of school, basically.
Another thing that I like about what you're saying is that you develop a hedge against negative influences. You sort of you get ahead of your life, so to speak, and you start getting value from something that you're doing, as opposed to getting value from something that someone else is doing that might not be positive. And
Right.
the earlier you start that in your life, the better your chances are of staying on that track. And so I
Exactly.
love it. I love it when you talk about finding ways to get busy and become productive financially at a young age, because it's like, do I want to cut school with you, or do I want to pay attention on this $10 I made yesterday, seeing if I could turn it into $20?
Right.
And like you said, it snowballs. So years down the line, your baseline shoebox money, it's not just $100 anymore. Your baseline
Right.
shoebox money, it might be $5,000 in high school. And
Correct.
so the earlier you start that, the more likely you are to become an executive, a boss, a chief officer in your own organization. And so that's phenomenal advice. Now, what was your relationship like with your mother and father when you were younger?
Um, just to clear up everything, I don't know my biological father. Never
Wow.
met him. Never met him at all. My mother was like a backbone to me, and I had a stepfather, which is my sister's and brother's father. He was like a father figure to me, but he worked a lot also, to try to help supply for us. He lived with us in the projects for a few years, but he also lived out because he was working. So growing up, and I tell my brothers and sisters, not knowing my biological father, but still had love for their father, it wasn't the same love for my own father. I didn't, I, it's like a connection that's there with their father, but it's not the connection of your own father. And what made me strong was how my mom balanced all of us with me also. As their father in our home, I called him dad, all of that. How my mom raised us with morals and values to understand the world that we're living in. Even when we was in the projects, she told us, we're here temporary. Don't put this in your heart. Meaning, don't walk around trying to gobble up this project stuff that we see with our own eyes and make it feel like that's who we are. This is exactly where we come from. And I can say today, with those morals and values she taught us, my brothers and sisters are living proof of what those morals and values are, and which she's been telling us all these years. And I lost her when I was 19 years old. So
Wow.
I've been on my own since 19 years old. My mom found out she had breast cancer when I was 18. In 1 year, it swept through her body. My oldest son was only 6 months when he met his grandmother. She passed away, and he's 20. He's about to be 24 Valentine's Day. So she's been gone for a long time in my life. But the way I grew and pushed myself was through those morals and values that I always kept in the back of my head that she taught me. So when she passed away at 19, I told my then girlfriend, which is my wife, shout out to Natasha, but I told my then girlfriend that I have to grow up. I have to. I have
You
to.
said that you had to grow up.
I told myself and told her I have to grow up and become a man now. And I said that because I didn't have no mother figure, father figure like my own that I can go to and get those nuggets that you can go to your parents and they give you something to make you feel good, feel proud, and push you and motivate you. So I had to become my own motivator, my own pusher to understand this thing we call life. And that's which this was a hard thing to do, but it's a balance if you got morals and values. And I'm not that type of person that somebody can just come along and tell me go left, go right. I always went straight. My motto, and my motto is either a train stays on the track and it moves straight. It do not go left or right. It just goes straight on that track. That track is curving that train. That's how I move with my life, meaning I let nothing mess with the integrity, my morals, my value system. And I've been living on them three ever since I lost my mom. I moved my family to Atlanta after I lost my mom. I took my young family and just said, I think it's something bigger for us. My sister prophesied it on me one day and said, I see you talking to a lot of kids, speaking to a lot of kids, doing things with a lot of young people. And sure enough, since I've been in Atlanta, that's basically what my life been consists of. And it's,
You know what?
a circle.
This is another victorious moment for you and a victorious moment for our entire community. You listen to your mother in an environment where there are so many influences that are there ready to make you lie down.
Correct.
You know, sometimes, you know, whether it be your peers, the police, the mindset, all these things can make you lie down and never even consider being an achiever.
Correct.
Not having your biological father, knowing that there's a void in your heart because there's a deeper connection that you want that you don't have. Correct. These things make a lot of people lie down early in life. Correct. You look out there into our communities, there's a lot of people who are lying down. They're not standing up.
Right. Yep.
And you listen to your mother, and she taught you how to stand up for yourself, and how to be strong in your own faith and in your own right. I appreciate the way that you listen, but even after your mother left and you were 19, you told Natasha, you said, listen, Natasha, I'm responsible for continuing to grow up. Correct. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some hearts and lights in the building for the decision that Antwawne made to uphold the influence that his mother had over him. He said, you know what, Natasha, I am responsible for continuing to grow up. And so I find that to be absolutely huge. Now, what do you think about the importance of fatherhood now that you're an adult and you've been through all these different experiences without having your biological father in your life? What do you have to say about the absence of the biological father? Talk about it.
And that piggybacks off of what we just left from me growing up without knowing mine. That gave me a push to want a family. And not just to want a family, but break the chain. And when I say break the chain, I'm talking about what I seen growing up as a young child. People growing up without their fathers, but their living biological father is around. I ain't seen mine one time, so that motivated me. And I'll tell you another. I tell everybody I kind of try to prophesy over my own life. And I told Natasha I wanted 2 boys, and I said I want 2 boys when we was younger, but wasn't ready to have a family or nothing. And God gave us actually 4 kids, but we lost 2 through miscarriage, and we got 2 boys. So it's been a
Wow.
blessing. We the way I look at being a father is almost like I'm a superhero. That's how I felt I had to be in order to understand fatherhood, understand how to break this chain that I was in. And my morals and values were so strong and tough that I knew if I did have kids, I wouldn't be walking away from them. And as of today, my kids ain't never missed me at home with them. I've been there
Congratulations.
24/7,
Congratulations.
and I appreciate that. I've been here
Absolutely.
24/7 because I wanted to see the fruits of what a real father is supposed to do with his family, with his kids. And I was willing to go through the strenuous stuff to make this happen as a father. I wasn't trying to cut corners. And like our pastor said a long time ago up in Ohio, he said, if you can't go through a storm that the good Lord put on you, you can't go through anything in life. And I always live by that because things happen in our world. People walk through, they get close to the storm, and guess what they do? They revert, they go back, or they go left or right. They don't want to go through the storm. But I know you heard of the story about how the diamond is go through so much pressure.
That's
And,
right.
and so that's kind of how I walk life. I rather walk through the storm because I know it's something bigger after the storm. The sun always come out after the storm, and that's how my narrative been with life, walking through it. I never go left or right because it's a black cloud right there.
How did you learn about manhood without having your father in your life? Teach us how you learned about manhood without having your father in your life.
That's a great question. I tell my sons, I tell the young people that's been around me, the way I learned manhood was there's men that come in your life, and if you're not paying attention, they giving away major nuggets to you as a young man. And as a young man, not knowing my father like that, I took nuggets from my brother and sister's father, my uncles, they gave me nuggets. And I tell my son, put it in the back of your head. That's just reinforcement for when life's problems come. You can go and figure out something through the nuggets that one of these men gave you. And all the positive men that I feel that brought something out their mouth positive to me, that's how I became the man that I am, because I took a nugget from here, took a nugget from there. And when you put all of that together and it was all positive feedback they gave you, it started making me understand, oh, this is how manhood go. This is how life go. This is the direction I need to approach with my sons because I don't have daughters. So I had to figure out how to be a father to my sons, how to teach them stuff that I have to teach them and their mom can't teach them, how to talk to them, how to relate to them. And that's kind of how I just engrave everything, some positive stuff that men gave me through life. I put it inside of me, in my heart, in the back of my head, because all through my life as a young kid up to a young teenager, up to a young adult, I said these nuggets going, and nuggets started coming in handy for me when I turned 20, when I started trying to make a grown decision to move to Georgia. I'm 25 years old, got 2 kids, one 6 months, one is 6 years old, and my wife. And I'm trying to make a major move, and grooming myself allowed me to make that step and trust the process and faith. And I took my last check, $1,000 check, and moved my family to Georgia, got a job, and came down here. And that's what transformed me on that this stuff actually worked, that people give you and feed you, but you
How
have
did
to.
you
I'm sorry.
how did you decide to move to Atlanta? Why Atlanta of all places?
I really didn't share this with a whole lot of people, but I wanted to move to Atlanta because I started skating very young. I'm in like a third generation of roller skaters in my family. Um, The wheels on my skates that I had since 1989 are my mom's wheels from 98. So
Wow.
when my mom passed away, and I told my sister, I talked to my wife, I told them, in my heart, I felt like I had nothing else to live for up there. Even though I had my family up there, my sisters, my brothers, my aunts and cousins, my bond with my mom was so strong that I didn't feel like I can push on in Dayton, Ohio, without bringing a new transition to figure out something different in my life. So I wanted to challenge myself. But moving to Atlanta was the choice because I was going to skating marathons every year down here. I drive 8 hours down here and roller skate the whole marathon, which is a weekend of roller skating and events, and people come from across the country. So every Labor Day, I was coming down here when I was probably about 17, 18, 19 years old and on up to, I was coming down so many times. I just went back home, told her, we're moving to Atlanta. She said, no, we not. And I said, we have to. I said, it's nice down there. And she had never been down here. So when we got down here, I just took her down here to visit Atlanta. She fell in love with it just off of that little vacation we did down here. And when we
Talk
got
to me.
back,
Talk to me about the skating marathon. What is a skating marathon? And give us a look into the skating world. So
okay,
many of us, and I'm speaking from my personal experience. I've only been to the skating rink. I've never heard of a skating marathon, and skate culture is something I've only seen in movies. So, can
correct.
you talk to us a little bit about skate culture, what you saw, and what actually inspired you?
Okay, yeah. So coming down here and the skateathons, and it's nationwide, but they're different names. But skateathon was one of the largest and still is a big event, like till this day. I think she's on like her 23rd year or 24th year. Big shout out to Joy, Miss Skateathon. She's here in Atlanta, but she's been throwing these parties since I was a teenager that I can think of. Well, it grew over the years because the generation shifts change on age. So as it kept growing, it kept getting larger. And I came down here the first time on Skateathon and couldn't believe they had to get two rinks to accommodate all of the people that came in town. Where normally everywhere you go is only one skating rink, is where everyone's meeting for the main event. But Atlanta Skateathon grew so large that they have been getting two rinks to accommodate all the people that came down because you can't put 3,000 people in one skate rink. So that's how they started accommodating the fluctuation of the people because it started getting majorly popular. And I've been through Skateathon 8, 9, 10. I just watched it grow and grow. And it's still large right as today. It's still a big event that pops off here in Atlanta. And across the country, there's Texas, there's New York, Detroit, Ohio, Florida, every North Carolina, South Carolina, California, and all the states in. Everyone is skating now across this country, and it has gotten larger. And this culture is, you wouldn't believe how large this culture really is. The culture is so big, and when I say large, there's hundreds of DJs. Nobody knows they're skate DJs. Hundreds of traveling popular skate DJs. It's different types of skating. There's not just one basic type of style. You got from striding, which is Ohio skating style. You got JB, come from Chicago. You have line dancing. You have St. Louis type skating,
Hold
Detroit.
on. Hold on.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
to us about these different styles. This is awesome. I'm loving this information. The culture that you're sharing with us. You're
Yes, sir.
giving us a glimpse into a whole wide world that we might not have ever heard of before. Now,
Correct.
talk to me about the different styles you were talking about. What does it mean when you say the JB style or the gliding style or the line dance style? What is that? Talk to me.
So I'll start with striding. Um, I come from Dayton, Ohio. We call ours striding.
Okay.
Then you got Columbus, they crowd cut. is kind of striding, but they're cutting deeper into people, like cutting in front of people. Striding is the same way. We cutting through there, through the middle constantly. So in Ohio, that floor is packed, but everyone's cutting through the middle constantly. And their foot is clutching back and coming back onto the next foot. And they switching. That's called striding. Where JB, they love James Brown's instrumentals behind beats and stuff. That's why I guess that's the history of why they call that JB, because of the rhythms, the melodies, and the way they can move and bust their moves. And JB skates just like Striders on the outside of the skate floor, which is a great, all the styles is uniquely great to me, differently great. And New York, they also got their own style. You got, and JB, if I'm not mistaken, it do come, they claim it come from Chicago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just like St. Louis, the way they move, I think it's ballroom dancing type skating, but I'm not for sure. But I've been doing my education on these things. But these styles makes roller skating differently, uniquely different.
So you telling me that when somebody is cutting through and really scaring people who don't really know how to skate because they're cutting you off and then they're doing it stylishly, that's actually a style of skating. It's not just that they're cutting you off. That's their style, and it's called the stride.
Yes, and the unique thing about the skating world is everybody is doing their own thing and everybody understands the floor. So when I say everybody's just with those skating styles we just named, you got me cutting through that middle fast as I can. You got JB on the edge, on the rails. Then you got Detroit may come down the center of the floor and sliding sideways until they get to the other end. Then you got people doing splits. It's just, but everybody understands the floor, know where they are, and there's no type of commotion where people's hitting each other as amateurs, because it's like a professional sport on an adult night in any given city.
Are y'all feeling the enthusiasm? Are y'all feeling the enthusiasm that I'm feeling right now? He's talking about understanding the floor, that there's a science to this. It's not just a lot of people just having laissez-faire. It's organized chaos, and it's different styles, understanding different styles and understanding how to treat the skating rink. What I really love about your story so far, Antwawne, is that amidst the environment that you lived in, you said, I'm going to take this talent that's been running in my bloodline, this talent that's been part of the legacy of my family, and I'm going to use this talent that God gave me to expand my life and to break the chains of whatever happened in the past, and so that we can have a new future. And you took that talent to Atlanta, and now you guys are living a new life, a more interesting life, and a pioneering life. You're also educating people today. You're educating people today. So I'm loving this story right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, get someone else into the building. We'll be right back after this brief message with more from Antwawne Kelly. Sit tight. America's Next Motivator. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. America's Next Motivator. Hosted by me, Cedric Riley, and sponsored by the Pride Empowerment Network. And we're back. How you feeling out there, Antwawne?
Oh, I feel good. I feel real good. Yes, sir.
That's good, man. That's good. Now, right back into it. We have 444,000 youth in the foster care system today. Many of them, they look for activities and lifestyles that they can get into, which are positive. Do you think that skating could be an alternative or an activity that young people could get into clear across America?
Yes. Actually, that's what skating did to me as a kid growing up in the projects. It transformed me to love it so much that, and everybody says, oh, this saved my life. People say it's basketball saved their life, but skating actually saved my life. And when I say saved my life, there's times as a young man, 20 some years old, and I'm gonna take you back. I have never worked on a Sunday in my life because of adult skating. Every job I didn't had, it was around my skating where I work Monday through Friday and Saturday, but if I'm off on Sundays, I'm okay. And since a 17-year-old going to Golden Skates in Cincinnati, Ohio, I never worked on Sundays, and every Sunday, I all week long, I'm looking forward to get back to going skating on adult night on Sundays. And as a kid, I definitely know that this is a transformation for a young person that may be going through something mentally, going through something physically. Um, the environment don't seem right, don't seem fair. All of these was stuff that I was going through mentally, physically, the environment. And when I was allowed to catch the bus to go roller skating as a young person, I learned how to skate at 13. My mom allowed me to get on a bus by myself and go to the rink. Every weekend, I did this by myself. And this actually transformed my mind because I was learning, teaching, and when I say teaching, teaching myself how to craft what I felt like I loved, which was roller skating. So I was able to get up and get on the bus and go every week. So I had a mental thought process sitting on the bus. When I got to the rink, there's a process I was going through mentally and physically trying to learn, even though it was fun. I'm by myself. And that's another thing for our young people. You don't have to hunt down friends to enjoy your life and yourself and learn. You can do everything with the help of the man upstairs and you doing positive things to move forward because what they say is culturally what we supposed to be doing, most of it is not because we lose contrast of where our life actually is supposed to be because everyone is uniquely different and
That's right.
everybody's story could be the same, but our circumstances wasn't the same.
Talk
Meaning,
about talk about adults who might have hung up their skates long ago, or who might have never even picked up a pair of skates. I want the adults to understand that skating can become a part of their happiness after all.
yes.
Speak to the adults as well.
So for my adults, with roller skating, and I'm gonna speak for myself as becoming an adult skating, I figured out that when I put those skates on, it actually transforms my mind. And when I say transform my mind, meaning I skate, and if I walked in that rink with a negative week, and my wife will vouch to this, every time I come home from a Sunday night adult night, my brain has been massaged to a different level and ready for what the next week has for me. That's why it's very important if you're an adult that hasn't skated or adult that used to skate or adult that goes sometime. During this is the most important time for us to jump into roller skating because of what COVID has done to us, what our life has changed and transpired to be. Some of us don't like where we are right now. Some of us need an outlet, but roller skating will do more than just an outlet for you. It's going to open up a broader mental and physical part of life for you. And that's where I do know for a fact I have customers, clients that witnessly told me this, that the way I teach roller skating as far as mental part of it has changed their thinking process, because most people come into skating with their mind already set. Oh, I just put the wheels on and I do this. But what I do is tear your whole brain down from thinking, and we put a whole new blueprint in there. And that's what shocks them, because I have their brain thinking now, not just their feet. So
Okay.
that this is a very pivotal moment for roller skating and people that wants to get involved, because there's people outside skating, there's people inside skating, and the world has become a phenomenon over roller skating, and we have to push it. And this is a healer. It's healthy. It's a healer to a
This
lot of
is, yes,
us.
yes, yes, yes. This is absolutely huge. We could be doing a whole lot more skating. We could be doing a lot more skating. The adults could be skating. If you used to, or if you just need a new hobby, skating could be an answer for you.
Yeah.
So I see Antwawne, that you teach and that you coach. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
And what I don't use the word instructor no more, because I felt like that word is for another generation.
Mhm.
I use coach because I'm coaching you on what you already can do. That's how I feel. An instructor is breaking down, teaching us what we need to learn. I'm coaching a person with confidence, with coordination, and control mentally. That's what
Wow.
I'm doing. I'm coaching. So definitely with that, yeah, coaching is the key
Okay.
word.
Okay, so let's use me as an example. I've not skated in years, but I'm interested in getting into it, and I want to work with you. So what happens next? I want to work with you. Let's do a role play. I want to skate. I want to work with you. What happens next?
So basically, we set up your in-person meeting with me and my coaches. I ask you exactly what is it you're here to do? What are you trying to learn? And you could tell me I'm trying to do a 540 or 360 spin. First thing I'm going to ask you is to go skate for me.
Mhm.
First thing first, you saying you want to do a 360 and a 540. I want to see how you're skating first. Do you have your balance together, your coordination together? Because there are steps and rules into how I teach, because safety is first. But if I see you wobbling and stuff, I cannot teach you no 360 or 550 right now. We got to clean up where you already at. So
Mhm.
with you, if you ain't never been on skates, or you say I attempted to be on skates, I just ask you to put them on. If I see you afraid, I know exactly where we're starting. I encourage you. I give you the motivation to know that you can do it, because the key thing is for with me is, if you came to me and wanted to sign up and skate, learn from me, I already know I have a little bit of your confidence, because you
That's right.
confident enough to say I want to do this. And then when you show up, you gave me another 20% of confidence. So now I just got to keep on molding your confidence level without saying nothing, but showing you exactly what we're going to do, mentally transforming your brain so that your confidence can build up, and the fear we're going to see leave. And it's all mental, because I wouldn't physically tell you, you got a lot of fear in you. I don't tell no students they have fear in them. I just tell them their confidence is building, because if I focus on fear with them, they're going to pay attention to that fear. So I leave that fear out.
How can people get in touch with you if they're in the Atlanta area, or maybe you offer virtual classes? Do you do that too?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do offer virtual roller skate courses. And post pandemic, going through the pandemic, I just seen it was going to be a long, long way before we get past this. So what I did was, me and my coaches, which is Coach LA and Coach Keon and Natasha, we sat down and formulated our forward beginners and our backwards virtual roller skate lessons / courses. And what we did was basically everything we teach in person to a beginner skater is in that virtual course. It took a while, but I broke down everything from safety to doing the techniques to talking to them about their confidence. Everything is in the virtual course. I have a discussion box in case you're at home doing a virtual course and you're not quite understanding how I told you you should be stopping or something. You have a question, you can always type in that discussion box. That question comes straight to the coach. No matter what time, I'm going to answer it if it ain't after bedtime. But we'll be answering any questions on those courses. And those courses been doing pretty good. Some people don't want to be in person, or some people don't want to go to a rink. So these courses is helping families, kids, parents sit at home in their garage and take these courses together. And that's what I've been getting with a few of people that just recently bought it. It was for their family. One lady said it's a gift for my family so we can start learning how to do something together. And that's what skating does. It brings us all here. Just brings us here.
Would you be willing to teach foster kids down there in Atlanta how to skate as a means of therapy and rites of passage?
Yes, I love to. Yes, I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we are planting that seed right here on America's Next Motivator. Let's coordinate a skating event for youth and families out there who are in the foster care system to connect with a skating champ. You're your champion in my eyes. You're somebody who has
appreciate that.
Yes, sir. You are today giving back, helping other people gain a sense of therapy and direction through skating, and I think that that's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge. Now, do you see parallels between the science of skating with all the different styles and things that there are for you to learn, and life? Do you connect skating and life? Talk to me about some of those parallels.
Yes. So, couple things. So the same way we walk, opposite arm and leg, we have to skate. That's life.
That's right.
We can't skate with the same right arm and right leg and try to cut a move, or we off balance. That's that same balance is what we have to have in life. That's what I see. That's how I feel it. Because if I'm off balance in life, and I'm gonna break this down to everyone. So if I had, this is how I tell my sons and how our blessings flow in our family. This is speaking for me. I'm here. My wife is here. My son, oldest son's here, and my youngest son is up under him. That's a straight line. If my family is not in that straight line, that rim, and say I'm messing up at the head and I'm over here and my wife, I'm drowning my wife and my oldest son and my youngest son. I'm stopping our blessing flow. But if I align it here, now our blessing should flow straight down to my youngest son. This is what we have walked through life, and this is what I have seen with roller skating. From coordinating my body to mentally understanding. If I jump on my left leg, I felt my body weight shift to that leg. And if the beat make me do a double, I know how to jump my weight around, understanding my weight without pulling my back or twisting my ankle. And this is what we move around in life with. And in life, I'm gonna say this: we took chances when I was 20 something to learn these tricks, hurt myself, had a knee surgery, but I took chances like this in life, also walking, not trying to hurt myself. But as I said, I walked through the storms. And what roller skating has done has showed me how to keep walking through life because of coordination, my safety, and my confidence. And this is how I move through life with it. And speaking of that, my book is being released February the 15th. It's dealing with the physical and mental parts of roller skating and life. That's my book, which is called Rolling from the Inside Out, meaning I'm going inside when I'm teaching, inside of you to bring out, meaning our mental is our inside. And I have to bring roller skating out at the end of the day, which turns into physical. And
That was
just
beautiful.
so
Absolutely beautiful. Yes, put that into the screen. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This man is putting in the work, everybody. He's doing the work. He's doing the work. It's not just a hobby. It's not just something that's a cool pastime. He's taking it,
right.
he's turning it into a business, and then he's giving access to the community to change their lives. I love the way that you said that when you coordinate and you get everything in alignment, then the blessings can flow from the top to the bottom.
Yes.
I love that. What I see in that is the alignment of family energy, the alignment of the chakras, the alignment of life force energy. That
Yes.
was a very deep parallel that you drew right there, and how you have to have that alignment in order to skate. See, when we look at ourselves, when we look at our families and our communities, the objective is for us to be able to skate, to glide,
right.
to go gracefully through life.
Mm-hmm.
And so for you to get those parallels out of skating just shows me that skating is a hidden gem that's being exposed here in this hour on America's Next Motivator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Absolutely.
It is, definitely.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just excited on what you're saying, because everything I have done in my life, it's been evolved around skating. So it's braided into how I move. And for anyone, I look at what I'm doing on the scale as a corporate company. People from the outside may be like, oh, it's just skating. But it's bigger to me, because my heart is, I can't even show you how big my heart is for roller skating. So I'm telling anyone who has a dream and vision to start pushing that dream and vision, because only you can educate yourself to make yourself stronger into what you believe you know you can do. And that's what I have been doing all these years, even as a young boy with roller skating, is paying attention to how is this even possible to own a rink or to even own skate lessons. I seen it all come to fruition, but it takes a team. Mine, it took my family, and I'm happy that we're involved as business owners together. My wife, my sons. My sons don't get paid to teach lessons. They're not just out there teaching and helping their dad. No, they get paid to do it. And they feel some way when it's time to go do skate lessons, and they know they're going to get paid. It's like they're going to work. And I can see their energy is still on the level of they're enjoying it, and it's not, oh, I gotta go lessons. It's none of that every time we out teaching. So it's enjoyable, definitely.
What's the future hold for you?
It's broad, because I'm not in the same lane as a lot of people that's in this skate world doing whatever they doing. I started in this lane 11 years ago, doing roller skate lessons. I also, and I'm just gonna be honest, what catapulted me on another level is basically running a roller skate rink here in Atlanta for 10 years. Added to my knowledge of understanding that it's like the possibilities are, I can't even tell you what's the next move, because every day something's different happening. And I have something major that's about to happen with our company, with someone major. And I just can't speak on it now, but it's something that you wouldn't think that would be a part of roller skating. And it's going to be a part of roller skating. We have done movies. We have been called on with movies and things like that. So it's just, it's been exciting.
Yeah, I see this to be huge. To me, this is absolutely huge. I see you ahead of your time. I see you taking skate culture to the future and making it available to millions of people. You know, when you talk about, you know, how your actual roller skates were passed down from one generation to the next, I'm just like, this is a movie. You know, you took those same wheels that your mother skated on and you put them under your feet, and now her legacy comes out through your skating. And
Yes.
so I find so much inspiration in that. Now, for those people who are like, you know what, that's it, I'm gonna start skating this weekend. What type of equipment do we need to buy? Uh, are there certain wheels? Are there certain skates? What are the key words we need to know? What equipment do we need to buy?
So if you're planning on skating outside due to COVID, you don't want to be inside. You definitely want to look for outdoor wheels, so outdoor roller skates. Um, if you planning on going outside but got indoor wheels, you can always buy outdoor roller skate wheels. Um, for someone who really want to get into it and safety wise, I would suggest elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards. That's just for protection because the concrete is a little harder than wood.
Right.
Right. Wood is still hard too, but with those, if you're outside, you definitely want to get your padding up and also keep your outdoor wheels. But for the inside skaters, same thing. If you're just getting into it, getting back into it, don't let your brain ever fool you to think you can just throw roller skates on because there's something in the back of your head saying, hold on, should I get lessons or listen to that? Because I have been, as general manager, seeing new people that just want to come in and have a good Friday night, leave out on a stretcher. It's still not, no, just I'm going to do it. It's like skiing. I'd rather go get some lessons before. I have never skied before, and I am not putting skis on to go down a snow slope and don't know how to maneuver, stop, and panic. So it's kind of the same thing. Or look at some type of tutorial, but don't just throw them on and jump out there because
Sure.
your what's going to happen is your brain is not going to be connected to your feet, and your feet is going to be the brain for you. And that's how we have a catastrophic fall or something because we don't know our brain is not even working. It's our feet
Sure.
working, but our upper body is trying to throw us down, but we're not paying attention to it. So it's key factors into just throwing on skates. Definitely, if you're just getting into it, we don't want nobody getting hurt. So get the pads and stuff, even inside,
Okay.
indoor, outdoor. Definitely.
As we round third base here and we're almost finished, you know, we mentioned the DJ at the beginning of this episode, but I want to circle back to the DJ. Talk to me about the value that the DJ adds to skate culture, and what is what is the benefit of the DJ in skate culture?
Man, so the DJs play a major role in the roller skate culture. Only thing is, if you're a DJ for the skate culture, you shouldn't be on left or right. You should stay centered. And I say that as a skater because the skater and the DJ is what make this thing gel together.
Mhm.
But if you're a DJ that I'm gonna do what I want to, then you're pushing half of the culture away and you're on one side with the other culture. But if you're in the center of the culture, this is where everyone comes together and the DJ is lifted up on a pedestal. And I give you an example, and anybody on here would know in Golden Skates in Cincinnati, there was one DJ that played for the whole crowd. No matter where you come from, you're going to hear something. I don't care if you from St. Louis to Detroit and you in Ohio. He's going to play for the whole culture that's in that building. That's what I call a great DJ. But yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are down to the final 30 seconds of the show. We've got 30 seconds left. This has been a phenomenal conversation. I've got 3 questions for you. The first, what is survival to you?
Survival to me is making sure my last day to the next day is fulfilled on the mission that I'm here for. And that's my survival, is making sure from yesterday, I'm still fulfilling the mission for today.
What is success to you?
Success is still walking in what I believe in.
What is greatness to you?
What is greatness to me? Greatness is, to me, is where I can't self-proclaim nothing, but when people talk to me, that word is in the back of my head, but I can't release that word. Greatness is what I believe I am. Greatness is what I believe I'm doing. And greatness is what I believe we're helping the world change by.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, put your crown emojis into the chat because we have hit a home run today. I want to let you know that I love those skates right there. Those is his mother's skates. We appreciate the legacy that you uphold today. We listen to your journey. We've been inspired by it. We're giving you your respect today. And we're giving you your crown. We're giving you your crown while you can still receive it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your crowns into the chat for Antwawne Kelly. Put your crowns into the chat. We are letting you know, Antwawne, letting the world know that you are America's next motivator.
That's it. That's it right there. I appreciate it. And once again, I appreciate you having me on here to share my story.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Can I let them know where they can find me?
Quickly.
Yeah. You can find me at IG Skates Out. You can find me Skates Out on Facebook and Twitter. Also, you can go to skatesoutvirtual.com if you're looking for virtual lessons or in person. Once again, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And I'll see
y'all. Thanks for stopping by today, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Each and every episode of America's Next Motivator is going to have something for you. All you've got to do is stop by and pick it up.